set up any of my app. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, it does seem like I am now audible. Anyways, yeah, so I have no idea. This is the most impromptu stream I've ever impromptu together. And yeah, we're gonna try to do this. Hopefully my stream delay is working, and so everyone will hear me 6 minutes into the future. If not, it'll be awkward. Anyways, yeah, so we got Logan versus Aditya, Hunter versus Hunter, and on both sides it looks like we have Death Rattle Hunter with Aditya having a blazingly crushing start. Um, these deck lists are all completely wrong, by the way, because I literally just got home and haven't had time to set anything up. So, wow, these are like the wrongest deck lists. We're just, we're gonna do our best, guys. Uh, and by do our best, I mean I'm downloading deck lists on the fly. So there's not a lot of commentary because honestly, Logan's totally screwed. Uh, actually, am I getting spectator bugged? I think I'm getting spectator bugged. That just makes things all the better. Oh wow, Logan's still alive. So it looks like Logan's continuing to buy time with his own Rexar and being able to cube his Spider Bomb. Uh, Never mind, he's gonna play dead as Spider Bomb after building a beast. Uh, let's see. Alright, we have one deck list here. And Logan misses the Spider Bomb and concedes. So that's 1-0, I believe. And that is Logan's Hunter gone. And Logan was worried that basically whoever wins the Hunter Mirror wins this match because Logan is also bringing, I believe, Malagos Druid and Odd Warrior, and not, both of those are heavily unfavored against Death Rattle Hunter, so this could be bad. Meanwhile, looks like Aditya's bring the dual win condition, so Togwaggle plus Malagos Druid and Shudderwalk Shaman. Wow, four very controlly decks here too. So let's see, let's bring up Aditya's deck list. The one I have downloaded so far since he's forced to play this. And Logan is now playing his Malagos Druid. Let me quickly save this. Alright, we now have somewhat of a semblance of a stream. Uh, yeah, so there's a very bad starting hand from Aditya that can quickly be salvaged if he draws Egg, whereas Logan is missing Wild Growth, and so he's not particularly happy about this either. Fairly weak hands from both players, but at least Logan has Ferocious Howl. Hopefully he'll draw into Wild Growth soon. Malagos is probably not what you want to see this early. Meanwhile, Aditya is just 100% looking for an Egg here. An Egg wins him the game, basically. Oh, need an update overlay for what's going on here. So yeah, Logan's Hunter has indeed been eliminated. Spider Bomb is definitely not Egg, but I mean it can still clear out a lot of the non-existent minions from Druid. Yeah, Spider Bomb's not super useful over here. DTech continues to fail to draw Egg, but this could end up being fine for him, just given how slow this Druid deck is. We're gonna see a lot of Hyenas, I guess. Although that is a little dangerous going to Spreading Plague. Giggling Inventor is a pretty good pool here, but I think Logan's gonna be content to... I wonder if he Coin Nourishes. He might just branching past like gain some armor and cycle some more, but Coin Nourish lets him like Giggling Inventor Hero Power next turn or Giggling Inventor Spellstone next turn, and that's what he's gonna go for. And yeah, just looking at the list real quick because I really neglected to do that. It looks like Logan's running very standard Malagos Druid. Um, I guess somewhat important is that he's not running a Gluttonous Ooze or anything, so it's a little curious. On their side, we see fairly standard Death Rattle Hunter with Spider Bombs, which is Spider Bombs with none of the rest of the mech package. We also see that he's running one Mossy Horror, but he does not have it in hand yet, and only one Savannah High Main. He is choosing to run the Katharina package instead of the mech package, which I agree with. I really like the Katharina package. It feels so strong. And wow, Deathstalker Rexar off the top is really nice here. He's gonna happily clear the board with it, I think. And I don't know. There is an argument to be made here about trading in the Spider Bomb and just playing Savannah High Main and pushing board. I think I actually like that, and so we are going to end up seeing that. 2-1 survives. It lets him trade off his lower attack minion, which lets him push in a little more face damage. I think you're probably happy with that. And Lich King comes down basically immediately. Okay, my stream is now live apparently. Stream delay is in fact working. My microphone is working. Thank God I was not just talking to myself. Um, I've gotten a new headset since the last time I streamed, and I have not played with my OBS settings at all. So hopefully the voice levels are not too bad. Um, we're just gonna see a lot of hyenas come out, but Death and Decay is gonna punish this board pretty hard. That's a great pull off Lich King. I feel like all I ever get is Army of the Dead, which is like unplayable half the time. But I think he's gonna be very happy with Death and Decay here. He can even branching pass to dig for more cards. So he's a little sad he doesn't have one more mana to drop Malfurion, but you know, what can you do? And Adithya drops the Incredible. It feels bad, man. Um, he wasn't able to pull like a Hunter's Mark to deal with the Lich King, which is obviously the best source of removal in this Hunter deck. So yeah, it's pretty rough. Looks like Logan's choosing not to commit the branching paths. That's pretty interesting. I wonder why that is. With 4 mana up. Hmm. Maybe he wants to use it after he gets low and then Alex Strasser's or something. I'm really not too sure. Deathstalker Rexar finally comes out, but it's just not looking super threatening right now. Suddenly, he's slowing down. He's having to build some beasts. We're probably just gonna see Alex Strasser come right down from Logan, and suddenly, he's gonna be putting in the pressure. And yeah, lovely. When I'm spectating the other side, I can't actually see the zombies choices. So 4/3 charge, so that's Razor Maul plus Hunter's Mark off top is really good there. I was gonna say that's a Razor Maul plus a Stone Tusk Boar. Hunter's Mark. I wonder if I think you flanking strike here if you're Aditya maybe? No, he's going to opt to build more beasts. I still can't see what zombies he's building, so unfortunately I can't say anything about the choices. We see Flabidinous Floop, which is a fantastic card come into Logan's hand. And so that basically gives him a second Malagos. We do see that he doesn't have that much burst to combo with the Malagos, and we do see the flanking strike come down just commit a 3/3. I think we might see like Cycle with Wild Growth and Malfurion come down, or maybe just Malfurion Hero Power and eat the wolf. Because Logan doesn't quite have lethal yet with the Malagos, but the little scarabs from Malfurion actually pose a decent damage threat with branching paths, which by the way, this card was a freaking mistake. I called it when it came out. It's like so we have mini Savage Roar, Greater Healing Potion, and Arcane Intellect as your choices, or mix and match. It's just crazy strong. Looks like Logan goes for the Frost Widows instead. The poison is letting him fight for board with Zombeasts, which I really like this. means that he can sort of guarantee that he can go face with his hero power and just whittle down the health of the hunter. Although we see this lifesteal rush nesting rock. So this is the result of Vicious Scale Hide, the 1/3 rusher, and nesting rock, and being able to gain life against this druid can be really useful. Although it's curious that he's not playing it now. Instead, he does drop the egg, make a 5/5, and get the Wind Fury adapt, which is really good except for the part that's about to die. He's gonna make another 5/5, yeah. Pretty happy seeing this. Not a lot to say here. Giggling Inventor's a fine pool here. I think Logan's gonna be very content to Giggling and then either dig deeper into his deck or buff up the stuff with Branching Paths. While the 1/2 almost definitely kills the Wind Fury. You can't really leave a Wind Fury beast alive. No, he's gonna use Spellstone plus the Poisonous Widow to kill both 5/5s. That's pretty strong there. He's gonna cycle up, see what he gets. Draws into UI, which is not super useful given his hand's so congested. We see that Logan does run both copies of Ultimate Infestation. But he's gonna keep the board clear. He's gonna get some taunts down. Overall, it's looking pretty good for Logan's continued survival. Let's see, Carnivorous Cube. Having to eat a Devilsaur egg never feels great unless you can pop the future eggs with like Mossy Horror. But nonetheless, he's just continuing to build up value from Build-A-Beasts. I'm still somewhat surprised to see him not go for the lifesteal and put himself confidently out of range. But honestly, I don't think it's that big a deal. Second Moonfire is huge. This means that Logan with 2 Moonfires has 12 burst damage, which means I think we're going to see him start pushing face now. So he's just gonna drop a raw Malagos. I like this. That thing is actually pretty hard to remove. Another potential play I would have been okay with seeing is just branching paths and get a bunch of attack up. But either way, like he's gonna be able to play the second Malagos for 4 mana, be able to pop some Moonfires. From the other side, we're gonna see the zombies nesting rock come down with taunt, but we know this can be removed by naturalize. Oh no, and the lifesteal went into the Divine Shield, so he didn't actually gain life. That's an unfortunate misplay from Adithya. I think that's gonna cost him the game. Yeah, double Malag. I guess he couldn't clear the Malagos, so it didn't matter. There's way too much damage to be had here. Oh no, Logan. What is this BM? Yeah, with being unable to clear the Malagos, it would not have ended up mattering. But well, Logan manages to pull out a win in the unfavored Druid versus Hunter matchup and tie it up 1-1. And again, there's anyone's series now. Shutterwalk Shaman may be favored against the Druid. I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely it's going to be winnable for both players. And the Hunter for both players going down early, which is a bit of a surprise given how strong the Death Rattle Hunter is as a deck. Uh, Gonna quickly download some deck lists in preparation. And alrighty, so Aditya is gonna go for the Druid Mirror. He has more win conditions with both Malagos and Togwaggle. Uh, and that's pretty relevant because if he manages to gain enough armor to get out of range of the Malagos OTK from Logan, Togwaggle might just put a seal in the game. But it is also sort of hard to say just because both players can cycle through their decks so quickly. And the Malagos Druid is definitely capable of a ludicrous amount of burst with like Malagos Floop Twig. You put down 2 Malagoses and you're able to cast like something like Swipe Moonfire in a turn, and that's with 2 Malagoses, it's like, oh gosh, 40-ish damage? 36 damage, yeah. So very strong potential plays there. Logan this time does have Wild Growth into Coin Nourish, which is basically as much as he can hope for, while Aditya has a bunch of late game cards cluttering up his hand early. So a win condition that's not so much talked about in these druid decks is sort of being able to just make a bunch of tokens, almost like token druid with Giggling Inventor, Spreading Plague, Malfurion, whatever, and just branching paths your way to victory. But it is pretty hard to pull off in the druid mirror just because Spreading Plague is such a strong anti-aggro card. And Logan is gonna happily go for Coin Nourish Wild Growth, I believe, and ramp up to a ludicrous 7 mana by turn 3. Oof. Next turn, he's going to be like Malfurion Spellstone, which is pretty strong. We see Twig come down from the other side, but obviously the Twig's going to take a while to set up. Uh, Oof, he could Nourish to 10, although I think he's probably saving this Nourish to draw. I think Malfurion Spellstone is probably what we're going to see here. Spellstone's going to upgrade to 4 damage from Malfurion's 5 armor gain on play, and it looks like that is what's going to happen. So Logan just messaged me asking me to increase my mic volume a little bit. This is problematic given that I have no idea how to do this. Literally just started using this setup. I'm honestly not even sure that OBS is using the correct mic. I really hope it is. I wonder what happens if I put the mic closer to my mouth. That might help. But this is definitely an experimental work in progress setup, given I had zero time to prepare for this. I wasn't expecting games to be played this early, TBH. Let's see. We saw Nourish to draw, Ferocious Howl to cycle, and Arcane Tyrant as a really strong turn from Logan. On the other side, I think that Arcane Tyrant was played. Wait, he's at 8 mana, so there's a Nourish there, I believe. This is what happens when I'm paying attention to mic settings as opposed to the actual game. Oh, Twig of the World Tree is a pretty good pickup here. Taking a quick look at lists, neither player is running weapon removal, and so with Twig, Logan might be able to set up really big burst turn later on. Meanwhile, on Aditya's side, he's probably just trying to pick up Tog. Well, I mean, he can't really use the Tog win condition until he cycled through his deck, so he's probably trying to pick up Malagos. Whereas Logan's honestly starting to look in a decent position. With Twig and Malagos set up and 2 burn spells, he can output a pretty significant chunk of damage. And so, if he manages to pull another burn spell, that's pretty much game. Especially with Alexstrasza coming out next turn to put even more pressure on Aditya's health total. Um, and no naturalized insight in Aditya's hand, even though he's running both of them, or 2 of them rather. Spreading Plague will halt the bleeding a little bit. Oh my, the other Moonfire. This is really, really crazy. We see the naturalized come out from Logan. I'm a little curious to see it this turn. It does let him put in 1 more face damage, but as we can see, it also let Aditya draw into a lot more armor gain. And so even though he hasn't pulled Naturalize, he might just be able to tank through. He can gain up to 7 armor from Ferocious Howl plus 12 from Branching Paths, 19 armor, which by the way is ridiculous, putting him at 33 health. 33 health facing down 12, 14 puts him at 19 with Malagos and 2 Moonfires. That's not lethal. But he's gonna wild growth to cycle first before doing that. Makes sense. Being able to gain all this armor with the Jasper Spellstone up lets him kill off a 4/3, remove 4 damage on board, and he went from 14 HP to 34 in 1 turn because F Druid. Um, Lich King's a pretty good drop here. Logan does not have lethal yet, but that's going to enable him to continue putting in face damage and really drain away a significant chunk of that armor that Aditya just gained. And meanwhile, on the other side, Tugzalina exists, but we see that Logan is basically everything he needs set up. And it looks like we are just gonna see Toxelina come down. But swapping decks at this stage really doesn't do a whole lot, given that well, there's still so much deck in both decks. And so Aditya is gonna take Logan's hand, see that he's facing down a ludicrous amount of damage, and probably give up. I don't think there's any way out here. He's facing down just straight up way over lethal. Yep, can't win them all. And so Logan takes a 2-1 series lead after a bit of a rocky start. Um, Looks like Aditya is down to a Shutterwalk Shaman, which is absolutely a deck that is very capable of high rolling and winning any of these matchups. And it looks like this is sort of like the mid-rangey, tempo-oriented Shutterwalk we've been seeing in this matchup, as opposed to the crazy OTK Shutterwalks we mostly saw back in Witchwood. So, yeah, curious to see how this plays out. Again, I don't have a significant amount of experience understanding the win rates of matchups like these. As many of you may know, I'm a little more aggro favored, so I've never been on either side of this matchup. But if we look at Shutterwalk Shaman, my good friend Vicious Syndicate should have some numbers for me. Looks like Shutterwalk Shaman is unfavored against a druid. Well, the more you know. Nonetheless, Shutterwalk Shaman is definitely a deck that can high roll anything, especially when you have Prince Keleseth opening hand. And so, yeah, this could be interesting. No wild growth from Logan again, too. After getting the absolute dream start last game, not quite as amazing this time around. And so Aditya is going to happily curve out into Prince Keleseth, the best turn 2 play in Hearthstone, and keep hitting face. While all Logan can do is hero power and really hope he draws into ramp. I guess next turn you can Ferocious Howl and gain 7 armor, which is pretty strong. Oh wait, 8 armor. I forgot. Whatever. I'm bad at Hearthstone. Don't worry about it. Oh, also apparently I forgot to change my stream title. Yeah, we got some PoE. Uh, I don't even know which series this is. I think it was like series 6 or something. But we are in fact not a Path of Exile stream. We are a Hearthstone stream. I've totally been ignoring chat. Uh, Daniel posted that Army of the Dead playable 50% of the time. No, I was saying I feels like I get the unplayable Army of the Dead 50% of the time. And most of the rest of the time I get the almost as unplayable Death Pact. Let's see. We have a bunch of delay cards from Logan. We have Hagatha being drawn from. Oh gosh, I forgot to. No, I did not forget. I was looking at the wrong screen. I am terrible at this. And Spreading Plague's gonna put up a bunch of scarabs. Logan's gonna be very happy with just the ability he has to, well, stay alive here. We see 2 more Giggling Inventors and no real Giggling Inventor counter on the Shaman side other than, I guess, MC Tech. There's no Mossy Horrors, there's no Blood Knights, anything like that. And so Logan's going to happily wall up. Malfurion the Pestilence, another great draw. He's able to put out a bunch of minions. And even though this board looks pretty non-threatening from the Druid, if he draws Branching Pass, this can actually represent a lot of damage. And so Logan's just gonna really happily, well, continue to keep his face safe, build up a fat board of of Scarabs and generally feel pretty good about himself. We do see the Shutter Walk finally come into Aditya's hand, but he hasn't been able to play like either Mind Control, I mean not Mind Control attack, sorry, either Saturday Night Chain Gang, Life Drinker, or anything like that. And so it's not going to be a particularly strong walk. And Alex Straza off the top, uh, suddenly Logan's pushing a lot of damage. We see that there's no AoE in Aditya's hand other than Hagatha, which is not going to do a great job of clearing everything. He's going to play it immediately anyways to clear out two Scarabs, but Logan's going to continue to keep pushing in damage. Logan now has 11, 14, 18, and that is lethal and a 3-1 series win. And I believe Aditya now falls to the lower bracket. Lower bracket round one, I think. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate. And looks like that will probably do it. We're gonna wrap up here. I'll try to fix my stream settings and be a little more prepared for next time. Again, I literally just got home, basically when this series was in flight, and so I was just rolling with stream settings from last time. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this nonetheless, and I'll catch you all later in the week. And congratulations again to Logan for making upper bracket round three, which I think is upper bracket semifinals. Yeah, doesn't look like anyone else is playing series games right now, and so I'm just gonna sign off here. Later, guys.